Now. Hitting play would help. Spawning here in the bottom left, or actually bottom right of Altrazib Stronghold. It's our orange player from CTsix. It's Spoom. And his opponent spawning in the top right. Our Pig Zerg player playing for Team Outset. It's TheDaftOne. I realized about a split second before I said his name that I actually hadn't looked at his name yet. So that was... I'm glad he said something in chat, because that was the only place I was looking to see a name. So I lucked out a little bit there. So... Oh yeah. There's actually going to be a Zerg player for every single match today. It's just kind of ridiculous. At least one player from each team is a Zerg. I think there's only one mirror matchup though, but we're going to be seeing a whole lot of Zerg playing today, so hopefully we will be seeing a lot of interesting play styles. This is a silver versus silver matchup. This is the first set. It's bronze or silver, so both these players are actually silver. So, you know, their strategies are always interesting, to say the least. But Spoom, at the least, he's opening up just barracks first. This is a huge map, and given that this naturally here is tucked in nice and safe, it is really easy to expand quickly. And no gas just yet from Spoom, so it looks like he'll be going for a quicker sort of expansion. And still nothing down from the TheDaftOne, so it looks like, yeah, he's going to be rallying at this drone over here to take his natural. And Spoom is actually going to start. That almost worked. That almost worked. Spoom's going to be scouting here. See, you can't actually follow right now, but if you switch to their view, you could follow it, which is just a lot of annoying keystrokes. But I bet I can find a better way to do that at some point. But he's actually going to be lucking out. He's going to find his opponent very, very quickly here. And actually, if this Overlord had kept moving, it would actually find his opponent too. But for some reason, this Overlord has stopped. Oh, well. So TheDaftOne just setting up, getting his hatch first, then his pool. No gas just set from him. Again, this is a big map. It's very easy to take 3 bases quite quickly on this one if he wanted to do that. And Spoom is also expanding quite quickly, and still no gas from him or even an orbital. Okay, there's the orbital. Nope, there's the orbital. But Spoom has seen his opponent at this point. He knows that there is a natural here. He knows the pool's been on the way and there's no gas. And he's just chilling here, waiting for a third to maybe come down. A quick third or something. But TheDaftOne's going to be getting gas, so he will not be taking a third for a little bit of time at least. Depending on how many queens he wants to get out at least. And the first gas coming down for Spoom. And just one marine out at the moment. Nothing else just yet. He's got the money to do something, but yeah, just going to continue making marines and SCVs. Maybe a bunker sometime soon. But it's also kind of an awkward situation to have like bunkers at your front. Normally, if you want to wall off for your natural, you have a decent amount of space, but you could trade that off by having this tiny ramp here, so no big deal. You'll be able to put bunkers up whenever he wants to. And yeah, 2 queens on the way for TheDaftOne. And a couple lanes just to be scouting out. Both players are going to stay back and be nice and safe, not worry too much about being super aggressive early on. Only 2 marines, 3rd marine just about to be out, and the 3rd command center coming out for Spoom. That's risky, but you know, I guess you can assume that his opponent will be going for a 3rd hatchery sometime soon. But a quick sort of bust could do a lot of damage if TheDaftOne decided to go for something like that. Again, there's not going to be a whole lot of units out, and still nothing to speak of for all this gas that Spoom is sitting on right now. And there it goes. He actually has a factory coming in right now. So he'll be using this first gas and actually getting a second gas as well, so hopefully straight into tanks or even just straight into starport, so you can actually use some of that gas. And still only the 1 barracks here, and it is actually going to be a 3rd hatchery from TheDaftOne, so Spoom he'll be safe for a while at least, especially if he decides to switch to Hellions. He'll be able to take some map control pretty easily, and his SCV has actually seen... Nope, wrong person. SCV hasn't yet seen the 3rd, but he's going to see it right now, so he's going to be pretty happy with this decision to go for this early third base. Ugh. Sorry. Early engineering by coming from Spoom, actually, so he'll actually be using this gas for upgrades, which is kind of cool. Get a nice early lead on your opponent, and Lair actually already coming in for the TheDaftOne, and only on 1 gas. So that's intriguing. And if he decides to, we have to see if he decides actually to run up this third base or not. If he's going to be going for something like a Roach Baneling all in, off of just these 3 bases and early layer tech like a Roach speed and Baneling speed all in. But Factory has already switched over, so we're seeing Hellions sometime soon. And I'm not sure if this Engineering Bay was solely for this turret because it's not actually upgrading yet. And there's still a possibility that Spoom could go for like a mech kind of play, I suppose. He does have 2 gases. And he's getting the 2 gases at his natural as well. So it's looking more and more like he might actually go for a mech kind of play. He's being super ballsy and throwing down this third command center. Scanning just to make sure there's not a huge Baneling bust on his way, I suppose. He's not necessarily sure, but he's got enough units to push away this single Ling there. Not a problem. And just actually a lot of Lings coming out right now for TheDaftOne. He doesn't really have a whole lot of larvae. He's only got 7 larvae, and he's not really been great on his injects. Both queens seem to have about 50 energy here, or over 50 energy, so they both missed 2 injects so far. So he's pretty light on his unit production at the moment, and an armory coming in for Spoom very quickly. So it looks like this is actually going to be mech. I think, yeah, he's going to be throwing down another factory here. So he's going to be playing mech of some sort. He's got this super early engineering bay. I guess he just wanted to be safe from turrets. Scans and sees absolutely nothing in the main base beyond this layer is being finished, but the layer isn't being used for anything really. So he got this early layer, but there's no tech. 0 tech. He doesn't have a Baneling nest, doesn't have like a Roach Warren or Hydras or an Infestation Pit or anything at all. Not even a Spire, which, you know, everybody loves Mutas. I mean, come on. Whoa! That was an intriguing place for a Spire to go down. That was not what he meant to click, I imagine. Did he see the starport? He hasn't seen the starport, but I think he saw the amount of Hellions and kind of assumed it would be a Banshee coming in. One Evo Chamber, a couple of Evo Chambers actually coming in now, and the Spire finally coming in, but there's not really much tech out for TheDaftOne. His opponent's on a lot higher tech already. 2 factories, armory coming in, already getting +1, and the first Banshee's gonna be on the way for Spoom, but these Spore Crawlers are already here, and a good amount of Spine Crawlers actually at the front. Very nice placement there. These Hellions aren't gonna be able to pop in and do really too much. There are not many Lings, but again, with just against Hellions, against a lot of Spine Crawlers, or a good amount of Spine Crawlers, it's gonna be hard to get too much done. He's probably gonna be able to snap at this Queen, because the Queen's getting a little antsy and wants to go out there. Oh, actually almost killed a couple larvae. Would have been nice. Hellions do make quick work of larvae even, so that'd be neat. But it's gonna be some Banshees and Cloak. But again, there's already Spore Crawlers hanging around. But TheDaftOne, he's on 3 bases. Or not TheDaftOne. Oh, sorry. Well, Spoom was on 3, but they're both on 3 bases. But the Terran beyond 3 bases already. But only 47 SCVs at the moment. It is kind of hard to just continually produce SCVs when you're doing so much else at this level of play. But I love seeing mech play, especially when it's low level, because it's a lot of fun for them, I think, and it's really hard for a lower level Zerg player to fight against it. Just how do you engage a ton of Hellions, and even there's already a Thor out, so even with Mutas maybe coming on the way, there is +1 fire attack on the way. But even with these Mutas that will come in, there's already turrets coming up, another starport coming up even, so Spoom has a lot of options here. He doesn't have a lot of SCVs. It seems to be his major downfall at the moment, and he's only on 4 gases right now. So he's not going to be able to produce a ton once he decides to actually start adding on producing buildings. But, you know, he's at this small amount of buildings, so he's okay sitting on 4 gases at the moment, but oh well. Small drop going to be coming in, 4 Hellions, and these 4 Hellions can actually do a lot of work, especially if they don't get seen right away. They have Blue Flame, and that will make quick work of a lot of drones really quickly here. Lings are going to come in, but still, even they're going to get picked up. None went down yet, and he killed 4 workers, so that's nice. That's nice for him there. Just evening up the worker count ever so slightly. 54 workers to 47 in favor of the Zerg players still, but 5th base coming in for the TheDaftOne as well as an Infestation Pit. So he's aiming for this Hive Tech here. 2nd Armory on the way for Spoom. He's already got +1 attack at least. +1 melee is finished for the TheDaftOne, but that is it. He actually seems to be switching over to roaches after seeing all those blue flame Hellions. What has he really seen? He's seen the 2 factories, so he knows it's mech, and he's seen that this starport is here. So he knows at the least that it is going to be mainly mech play, and he should probably start switching over to something that can actually fight mech beyond just a whole lot of lings, because lings will melt pretty darn quickly to mech, even with some tanks that'll be coming in eventually. I think one tank is finished. No. He started a tank and then canceled it. He's just really supply blocked. Really supply blocked. Sitting on 89 supply, adding on some more factories, which is good, but you kind of need depots. So hopefully, there we go. 5 depots on the way. These things happen. Scanning all over the place, trying to find some sort of place he can plop into and start doing damage. But yeah, TheDaftOne's set up pretty well here. He's got some roaches, got a lot of lings. Infestation Pit isn't being used for anything just yet other than going to Hive. So he may be going for super fast ultras to fight against this mech army, which could help since it is very Hellion heavy right now. But this 5th base is, if he, let's fit out, it's not a 5th base, it's a 4th base, Ryan. If he sees that this is here, there's no way this is going to live, but doesn't seem he really cares. He's going to try swinging into this 3rd base here, but yeah, again, a lot of Hellions, not many tanks, 0 tanks actually. First tank just now popping out. There's not really much you can do against that. Spoom's going to take as good engagement as he possibly can, but all the units for TheDaftOne coming in here and swinging, taking out the Thor immediately, and going to be catching as many Hellions as possible, but roaches are not going to really catch up to all these Hellions, but nice little win there for TheDaftOne. There is a tank backing up this army once it gets back, but even as Banshee could really just stop moving and start taking some things out. That's a lot of army supply for our Zerg player, and actually Hellions running directly into those roaches there. Only 1 tank. The tank goes down very quickly, and only Hellions here to fend off this aggression. A lot of roaches need to start going for SV kills, and he's doing exactly. Actually, he's going directly for this command center. He's going to get it. No lift. I'm not sure if you're aware, but roaches don't shoot up, so a lift would have saved that building. And right now, there's one of the 2 tanks. I thought there were tanks done. There aren't any tanks done. And this is looking pretty scary right now for our Terran player, even trying to drop a mule to save that Thor, but to no avail. Only 1 Banshee going to try to be working with this tank reinforcing, but getting killed immediately. TheDaftOne is on top of his opponent's army and his production buildings. This is going to be very difficult. 1 tank is out and sieging up. Lings are going to start flooding in, though. And with just these 2 Banshees really to fend all this off, Spoom is quickly dropping the supply. 127 to 60 supply right now in favor of our Zerg player, and there is the GG. So TheDaftOne will take game number 1 for